In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Hello everybody, how are you doing? We'll be doing good by the grace of Almighty Allah. My name's NA Saqib. I'm your IELTS mentor and IELTS teacher. I've been teaching IELTS and spoken English students for the last 20 years. Today, I'm going to give you some tips, very important tips, to improve your general speaking skill, and the students who are associated with IELTS preparation, they can also benefit from it. So I've divided today's lecture in two parts. The first one is about the problem areas you are facing, and the second one, tips and techniques which can be utilized to improve yourself in speaking. So lots of students actually come to me and they complain that they understand English, but when it comes to their practical application, they fail, unable to make even a single sentence, and they can't take part in the active conversation. I tell them about the problems they're facing. So let me tell you about those problems first, one by one. The first problem is they are prone to translate everything into English, but first they think in their native language, and that's Urdu. So you are trying to translate Urdu into English, as a matter of fact. And the reason is you don't have enough exposure of language, and you have not been taught to think in the target language. That's in English. I mean, your target language in L2 is English. You have to think in it. There are different phrases which are practiced by a teacher in the class when you are studying English language in some recognized institution like Genius Institute Lahore. I'm proud to say that we are teaching English, and we are teaching students to think in English instead of thinking in their mother tongue, and that's Urdu or Punjabi. So that's modus operandi being used by the teacher by teaching the phrases, certain sentences, certain sentence structures, which are practiced here in the class, and then you actually start thinking in your target language rather than your mother tongue or your national language. And second is construction blocking is occurring due to nervousness, a lack of confidence. You are unable to make your own sentences. You feel stuck at some place. You go blank, unable to speak even a single sentence. You don't know what to say further. So this construction blocking is due to, lack of practice as well. Once again, if there is no ample practice given to you by the trainer or the teacher, then you'll face this problem, and it's a horrible problem, really. The third problem which occurs is looking for a specific word rather than using simple language to describe what it meant. You start searching either for the words or for the ideas, and you don't know what to do and where to go to sort out this problem. So this is really a very common problem being experienced by the learners. So they feel stuck once again because they are looking for a word, a specific word. And I mean to say that if you don't find a specific word, just try to explain in your easy language. Because once you will start speaking easy English, then gradually you will be progressing to learn difficult words or unusual words or impressive words. The next problem is not enough English conversation opportunities inside the class or outside the class. We are unfortunate because we've been taught in the Urdu medium schools. Even the so-called English medium schools don't come to the expectations of the parents. They don't teach English in the direct manners. They use even Urdu language or their mother language in teaching, And so that's why students don't have any encouragement of speaking. Once the teachers are not speaking, how you expect from the students to keep speaking in English? So that's the atmosphere which is provided by the teacher, that he creates an atmosphere in the class and encourages students to speak English outside of the class as well. So that's the problem which is being faced by lots of students. I mean, by all the students, so except the brand English medium schools, which actually have a lot of qualified staff and they give opportunities. They perhaps have the contests, declamation contests, speech contests, and they have the conversational encouragement to the students. So on their part, it becomes easy. The students who are being taught by the brand English medium schools, I would say that I don't want to name here some of the schools, but you understand what I mean. The next point would be extra focus on grammar and vocabulary, but little with the practical application of English. That's the problem. When you are being taught about the vocabulary and about vocabulary can't make you a wonderful speaker, or grammar simply can't give you a lot of stuff for speaking. To some extent you become through this indirect method of teaching English, that's the GTM, grammar translation method, but it's not going to make you a fluent, confident, comfortable speaker, because there are many problems and with this methodology. That's why it has not been or not being used independently. Many other English teaching methodologies are being used along with it, and those are direct method and interactive methodology. So when they are all combined and unified into one, then they can be result oriented. As far as the solutions are concerned, or the tips regarding improving your English are concerned, I would just give you the first speaking tip, and that is to speak aloud. Speaking aloud actually is a track or a gateway to your becoming fluent English confident speaker. So I always recommend my students to speak aloud. In this way, they also actually have their vocal cords being used correctly, and they are familiar with speaking English sounds. So then they become fluent, confident English speakers. Speaking aloud is really a wonderful, try it out and you'll see the difference. The second tip from my side would be to pick a common topic and start speaking on it, being regardless of its consequences. I mean, whether you speak right English or wrong English, no problem. Start speaking. And additionally, you can also do the recording. What you have recorded actually will help you out in pointing out your problem areas, what area you are lacking in. For example, is it fluency, is it confidence, or is it vocabulary or grammar or pronunciation? So you'll be able to spot on your problem areas by just speaking on one topic continuously, and recording will additionally make it a wonderful job for you, because you'll be able to just seek guidance of your own personal recording. And the next topic will be the point would be one thing more. Don't be afraid of committing or making mistakes, because if you don't speak wrong English, you won't be able to speak right English. So wrong speaking is primarily important for speaking right kind of English. So next point would be opportunity to speak with with native speakers, or with your teachers who go very close to native speakers. So this will really give you a big margin, because they don't mind if you're making mistakes. and they encourage you. Once I remember, I was a student of Punjab University. I was doing M in English, and I was, staying in Khalid bin Walid Hall. That's a law college hostel, previously known as. Over there, when I went for something to the Anarkali Bazaar, I met a foreigner. I started speaking with that person. It was a good time, actually. A lot better, back in 90s, I must say. So when I talked to the foreigner for a bit of time and asked, "How's my English?" She said, "You speak wonderfully well, and I will give you 10 out of 10. So it was a kind of encouragement. Then I understood that I can speak English fluently and confidently because I was given a lot of appreciation by the foreigner. So if you have an opportunity to speak to foreigner, do that. Many online applications or sites will give you an opportunity, so you can find out this solution over there. As far as my personal example is concerned, and that's when I was a student of Punjab University, I used to go to Lahore Museum. There are lots of foreigners used to visit, and I just would interact with those guys and girls or ladies and gentlemen in English, and I was act as a local Lahore Museum guide. And because I was repeatedly going over there, so it was easy task for me to understand about its, all the areas, and I would just let them know about all that stuff, what was inside the Lahore Museum. So my additional practice over there with the foreigners made a difference in my speaking skill, and I became really a good speaker to impress the common speakers. I mean, all the people who are aspirant to learn English language. So these are some of the strategies. If you just follow these instructions, I would say that you can become a fluent, confident speaker, and you can cover or you can make up with your areas which you are lacking in, or you will be able to just become a confident, fluent English speaker. So these are my very important tips for today. First of all, I talked about the problems and then about the solutions. And if you just follow these instructions, they're going to help you out in your speaking module of the IELTS and generally for the speaking English anywhere, publicly or privately. So thank you very much indeed. God bless you all. Don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel. And until then, bye-bye.